Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Finding Your Joy. Paula Vail here, your host. Welcome, everyone. So happy to have you with us today. I have another fantastic guest for you this week. I'm just so thrilled to share with you Angie Gray. Angie is an international holistic wellness coach, lifestyle and business mentor, public speaker. She does so much for others, and I'm so excited to share her with everyone. Angie, a big welcome. Welcome to WBTVN.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I am so super honored to be part of the show. So honored. Thank you so much.
Just so happy to have you here. Share with the viewers a bit of your background and what brought you to where you're at today.
Okay, I would love to do that. So I have, to begin with, my husband and I have been married for 26 years, going on 27, and we have 7 children. So life is very productive, never dull. I have a nursing background, but my interest in health has been my whole life. I was introduced, when we had 4 children, I was introduced to a company that I was very impressed by what they were doing globally and the vision of the company. And I was very open at that time also because I wanted to stay home with our children. So working as a nurse, second shift, my husband has we own our own business as far as his part goes. And so we were sort of missing each other. And we homeschool also. So life was really busy, and I was very open to the opportunity of what I could do to be able to stay home and create some income enough to pay for the health insurance that I was getting through my nursing job. So you know how the universe works, right? And looking back now, I know that that was just thrown out there and that was answered for me. So I was able to learn about this particular opportunity, and it was amazing. And I intuitively knew that this was definitely something I wanted to be part of. Ended up being one of the best decisions we've ever made in our lives, for sure. But that's how I sort of got introduced to furthering my education in wellness and the holistic part of it and prevention. As a nurse, I was always taking care of people that already had degenerative disease. So although that was an honor to do that, I was really excited about the opportunity to be on the other side of that and be on prevention and all things that we can do holistically to improve our health and have this life of vitality. So, and I'm also a coach. I've also been an athlete my whole life, and I've coached our children in many different sports. So that's always been really interesting to me. So although we partnered with them 22 years ago, the name is of my company that I partner with is USANA Health Sciences. Very, very proud to be part of what they've done globally. But then going forward for the following 18 years, we homeschooled all those children, so they were really a priority for me. And I couldn't quite figure out, then we didn't have internet, we didn't have social media, there was very little help, if you will, right, to get the word out what we're doing. And so I just was able to really share organically. My family was priority, and as people would come into my life and I would hear about it, then I was able to share with them and help them in that way. And I did some speaking, but definitely nothing full time. And
there's Angie, there's so many healing modalities out there and wellness approaches. What types did you jump into with your training? What direction did you go?
So when life opened up for us 3 years ago, and that was my heart's desire to be a full-time wellness coach. When life opened up for us 3 years ago, my choice was to sort of, I had learned so much, right, about holistic health, the spiritual part of our being and our wellness, sleep, and what joy brings to us, and physical movement. So all of those aspects. So I really wanted to be sure that although I partnered with a supplement company, and I'm very proud of what I do, I never wanted to brand myself as that because I think that can give the wrong idea. So I'm very much about empowering women and men to, first of all, meeting people at the immediate need, which oftentimes is the physical body. So that is awesome for me. If I get to have an opportunity to help someone, because that, if we're not healthy physically, it tends to just fog everything else up, right? So being able to meet people in that physical need is where it begins. But definitely as we focus on that physical need and address supplementation, absolutely. But, eating organically and eating clean, what are you doing for joy? Physical movement, all those, meditation, all those things, it begins to expand. Then once we can feel better physically, clear the fog, all those things,
Yes.
then we're able to expand. And so I don't know if that answered your question, but it's all of it.
Yeah. So
everything that I've learned.
Angie, what would you say would be some tools that the viewers could take into their lives, or habits or practices, to help them become more empowered and to feel more empowered? What would you suggest?
First of all, honestly, what I get to do when I'm speaking, no matter what topic I'm speaking on, it always comes back, Paula, to understanding our value and understanding that we are worthy of abundance in health, in finances, in whatever we want, right?
Yes.
So that's really, I have, I've been able to have, real clarity on that over the last 2 years, probably. And so really, I guess that's my answer is, first and foremost, the understanding. And I get to sit with these people and almost give people permission that are so looking for to improve and to have the vitality, but they're so courageous to take the step to ask for help, right? Mm-hmm. So immediately I get to be able to drizzle on them that they're an amazing human being for being here, to take those steps. And then from there, like I was mentioning, it just expands into our understanding of our value. But it does oftentimes come to first taking the first step physically, to put that oxygen mask on first, to take care and love ourselves, that's self-care, self-love. But from there, then people become very open. When they physically feel better, they become very open to opportunity of meditation, physical movement, again, talking about what brings them joy, sleep. So again, coming back to the understanding of their worthiness to have all that is the foundation.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I love that.
Such an honor to be able to talk with people about it, for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So with the coaching, tell us how you break that up. Is that like an hour session? Is it working with you for, say, 3 months? How do you work that? What kind of steps do you take?
Great question. Thank you for that question. That's really great. And again, depends on where people are at. So they can do all kinds of coaching. I've had people come to me for business coaching or lifestyle coaching, and I have people that come to me for wellness coaching. So really, it's about listening, asking questions, finding out what their most important need is. And then I can let them know. So, if this is most important to you, if weight management, or if getting, pain under control, or if stress is something. So we'll talk about that. I definitely have the opportunity for people to work with me business. They see, what I've been able to accomplish. And so they want guidance in that. So yeah, I offer different packages. It could be 30 days. It could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. And then sometimes people just stay with me. So we do it like that. And then I also have people that partner with me business-wise. So that becomes a partnership where I'm coaching other coaches to do what I do. So a duplication of what I do for their business. So different aspects to what I get to do, which is fun. Totally fun.
Yeah. You're like the spokes on a bicycle wheel. You just got it. You have it all covered. I think.
Oh, I don't know about that. It's constantly learning.
In different areas.
I will tell you, if I can say this at that place, that I never want to ever seem like I do know it all, because
I love that. And I love that. Being open to continually learning and growing. Oh, what a powerful statement that is.
Yeah, I've just been so honored to learn. And even listening, Paula, to, or looking at your website and watching several of the people that you've been able to interview. And I know you feel this, like it's such an honor. So I'm listening to these interviews. And so this is key too. This will sort of circle back to what I get to coach, and understanding our worthiness, which is really my highest purpose. We get to talk about whatever your immediate need is. Mm-hmm. But for me, and what USANA has been for me, is to play big. and what I do. It's been that vehicle to play big and to reach thousands of people, to offer what I have. So when I was listening to the interviews that you do, and you do so beautifully, so soft and gracious, you're so good at what you do. And I'm looking at these women, I'm being very honest here, when I got on there and I looked at women and men that you're interviewing, but I just was thinking, oh my gosh, these people are amazing. Like, they have degrees and, you know, all these things they've done in their life. And here I am, I'm a mom. I have a nursing degree, and I stayed home for 18 years and raised children and homeschooled. And, I'm not like all of this, but as that thought was coming to me when I was watching those interviews, and this is a very magical part, is I realized, so when we're coaching, we're always coaching ourselves. I hear myself coaching people, and I'm always like, thank you, because I needed to hear that, right? It's always for me as well. But it's just so cool, because that was a reminder to me what my message is to people is your message is so unique to you, and the world really does need to hear it from you. There are 1,000,001 holistic wellness coaches in this world, right? It's a pretty big industry. But people are drawn to me particularly for my light and the way I deliver what's in my heart to deliver, the way I am able to reach people, just as other wellness coaches are able to do the same. So there's never a shortage, and there's never not enough of us to go around, nor enough people to go around. But the world does need to hear what we have to say. And so that's a really, really beautiful part of what I get to be, and I'm so humbled to do, is to pay forward that message that was paid to me, imparted to me, that my message, I am important, and what I have to say, it doesn't matter if I stay at home, it doesn't matter if I don't have degrees, it doesn't matter. If I'm passionate about something and I can find the right vehicle to do that, then the world needs to hear what I have to say. So, and also the understanding that I've been very blessed to understand along my journey that I am worthy. I came here worthy, and we forget that sometimes. So that's the super fun part of what we get to do together. So
you are, a blessing in so many lives, the lives you change. And I have to share from the very beginning. Yeah. Almost 3 years ago, when I was approached by Voice America to do my first radio show, and they said, "Oh, try to get, these big names and so, they've got all this." And I said, "Yes, I will, but I'm going to have a broad spectrum." Because there's people down the block that are doing things in their lives, making a difference for others, and just being beautiful examples. I'm going to share everybody, because, no matter who we are, whether we have a degree or we don't have a degree, or what our passion is, we all have beautiful messages inside us and beautiful energy. I love that, Angie. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
super every day is honestly, like, we have days where we're maybe vibrationally not on point or whatever, for sure, but definitely it is a tremendous amount of gratitude, and I find that I'm very blessed, and you as well, in my work, that I get to be that person who can say to someone, if I can do it, if I can just decide that I'm going to do this. I draw the line in the sand, and I made a decision that I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to do what I'm passionate about. If I can do that, no degree, no, big education and things, nothing wrong with that. I'm always the student, right? I'm always wanting to learn, but I feel like a lot of times women are so wanting to let this go, right? It becomes, there's more to us, and we've been blessed to be able to do this and this and this, but now we're ready to expand. And how do I do that, right? Yeah. And so sometimes that can be a block if they think that they don't know enough, or they don't have enough degrees, or they're not whatever. But attracting women in what I do it seems to be a good fit for so many people, because we're all becoming more and more self-aware, and understanding that we need to be our own health advocates. And then we also want to start creating things. Like, we're creators. We are the leaders, right? Women are really, we are the leaders. So it's cool. It's cool to partner with women that want to do that.
How long did you think about the path you were going to go? I mean, you were you were busy being a mom, being an awesome mom, a wife, your nursing career. What was the big trigger that said, okay, I want to grow this as well. I want this to blossom. And then from when you did that, how long did it take you to achieve and get to the place you're at today?
I love that question. Okay, so let me break that down. What did you say first? When did I decide, right? Was that the first part of that question? When did I decide?
You wanted to branch out into your coaching and your holistic and wellness work.
I think having a lot of experiences in my life, and I think sort of through my journey, understanding what things light me up, what things I'm good at. Now, I wasn't super conscious about that when I made that decision to move forward full-time as a holistic coach, but I had been with my company, with USANA, and experiencing continuing education through them, the integrity that offered, and the growth, personal growth, all that stuff. So that all, that was 22 years. Or no, I'm sorry, 18 years. That was 18 years of watching the growth and continuing that education. Then along with life, kids teach you a lot. I have horses, they teach me a lot. Life experiences teaching me a lot, but the tangible decision came. So I've always wanted to do it, and I would get excited about it during those 18 years of sort of being in hibernation, if you will, along that part of my journey. But I would get excited, and I'd be asked to teach. So I'd go teach a little something, and then I'd have to pull back because my kids were little, and I'd have to try to figure that out. So the full-time thing came 3 years ago when we went to this event within my company, and I got to hear other people like myself that were creating a life, that they were building a life. They knew what they wanted, and they were going for it, and they wanted to share with the world what they had. And so I was seeing like stories, right? Like I'm sharing my story. I was hearing how, okay, I know this is in me. I can do this. And it was such a blessing to hear other people's stories. So honestly, we left there, that event, and we went. It was a weird time in our lives. My dad had died and left us a little bit of money, not a ton of money, but more money than we had at one time. And we wanted to be responsible with that. Now, mind you, I'd been home, not creating income, very small amount of income through my USANA business. But we went to a financial advisor, and this is a big awakening for a lot of people. But we went to our financial advisor, and she said, if you want to retire anytime soon, at the time I was 47, I'm 49 now, almost 50. But they said, if you want to retire anytime soon, you're going to have to go back to work as a nurse, Angie, for another 20 years, just to keep the lifestyle, right? So we said, when can we retire? What's our stuff looking like? And they said, I'm going to have to go back to work for 20 years as a nurse. And my husband would have to continue doing what he's doing, which is super physical, for another 20 years to maintain the lifestyle that we have, which is not extravagant. So Paula, honestly, when we left there, that was for us, okay, that was a big sign for us that, okay, we've been asking for this. Now here's the opportunity. And there wasn't any turning back for me at that point. It was, okay, the line is now drawn in the sand. I'm not going to go back to work as a nurse. That's not what I want to do. And I certainly can't have my husband continue to do this. So from there, I took action. I'm a big believer and trainer and coach of having a plan. I don't like to reinvent the wheel. So I found a mentor. I didn't have a team of anyone here. So I found a mentor, and I just decided she's doing what I want to do, and she's really good at it. So I'm going to cross every T, dot every I that she tells me to, not reinventing the wheel. And that's what I did. And so that's what happened. And so it's been 3 years. So this is 3 years, and I have I've seen a lot of success within my company. I'm talking with people like you. I have an international company, an international team. I am incredibly blessed to talk with these incredible human beings. The experiences that we've had in 3 years. I mean, it's really, really magical. And if I could share too, we talked about this in our previous conversation. One of the things that I love teaching on is a dream board or a vision board. And it's not foofy. It's not at all, because I'm a science girl. But it's a combination of, it feels foofy, but it really isn't. It's so you know what I'm saying. When I had never done one before, and over all those years partnering with USANA, I'd hear leadership and personal development, personal growth things talk about a vision board, and I never thought I needed to do that. I thought, I'm very motivated, I'm driven, I'm okay, I'm content. but I was going to do it because she said to do it. So one of the coolest stories that I have to share is I had no idea how to dream. I had no idea what that even meant. I'm very content. I don't know, what do I want? And is it okay for me to want?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you've been through that. Like, is it even okay for me to ask for more?
Yes.
Especially financially. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I think the way I was raised and the way a lot of us are raised, we feel like it's not okay, is that being ungrateful to ask for more,
Yes,
to want to expand?
exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's what we worry about.
Yeah.
We
Well,
want to be grateful. So if we want more, what does that mean? Yes,
right,
yes.
right. So anyway, one of the first things I did, not having any idea what to do, I cut a picture out of a woman that was within my company, who was successful, and I really liked how she presented herself, the things that she would talk about very holistically. And I cut her body out and I put it on my wall. It was nothing fancy. It's my kitchen wall. I wish I could show it to you. And I cut my head out and I taped it to her body. She was speaking on a USANA stage with a big audience. And at the time when I did that, I remember thinking, I don't even think this can happen, but okay, I'll just, I got to put something up here. So I'm going to put this up here. So I did, and a few other things, but 1 year to the month that I had put that up and began my action, right? I began my plan and was, taking action. But 1 year from the month that I put that on there, I was speaking at a USANA event in front of 1,500 people. 4 months later, I was on stage in front of 15,000 people. So I don't say that to say that, I'm so great. I don't. I am great. I do love who I am, and I'm good at what I do. And I'm grateful that I get to say that and that I have the confidence to say that. But really, I feel like it's two things. It's that I have an incredible partnership with my company, and they're an amazing product that I have confidence in. But it's also that I've had people like yourself and people in my life that have imparted to me my value and my worthiness, that I had just a seedling of, okay, I'll put that out there and see,
Yes.
from there, like, you're like, oh my gosh, I am, like, I knew I was loved, but I am really loved. Wow.
Yes.
I am a powerful, creative being that gets to create what I want. Isn't that the most fun?
Yes, it is. It is.
So great.
And it's so exciting, for you to help others see that in themselves, Angie, that they are beautiful, creative beings. Oh my gosh. Please take a moment to share with everyone your website or how they can contact you.
I would love that. My website is angiegraywellness.com. And on there, you'll have all the other contacts. So you can certainly email me at angie@angiegraywellness.com as well. And I think I've got up all my other social media contacts at that website. But there you can find all the things that I do. And I consult all the time. My consultations are free. And so it's fun. It's so much fun. Thank you for letting me say that. Yeah. We've got a couple events coming up for those people, if I can mention that.
Yes, please.
Anybody that's in the area or in the Midwest, that kind of local area. I'm from Iowa. But we do, I'm able to teach some events every 3 months. The next one that I'm doing is and I teach on this as far as health-wise, about gut health and the relationship between our brain and our gut. I teach on many different topics, but that's the one that I'm teaching on in April. But also it's having to do with awareness and prevention of depression and suicide. So a really, really important topic. So those of you that are in the area in Iowa, that will be also on my website too. So when we can connect with each other, we can talk more about what events I do. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. And isn't it just so fascinating and so wonderful, Angie, how much can be achieved and given to our physical body by where our mindset is,
Yes.
where our attitude is. I mean, and there's a lot of scientifics to that.
Oh, absolutely.
I just think is so exciting.
Absolutely. I love it. Like I said, I'm a science girl, so that
Yes.
helps me. And I think it's important to people too, that
Yes.
makes it even better,
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely. It's all about all of that, right? It comes
Yes.
everything we can do to experience the joy that we came here to experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And partnering with those people, like those like-minded people that you line up with, is important.
And isn't that so fun? you know, when we live in that vibration, you know, I'm personally very into the vibration levels where we, you know, I love it. But we live in a higher vibration. We connect with people in a higher vibration. Look at us. Energy sisters that connected. I mean, it's just
so cool.
Amazing. I love it.
I was talking to one of my good friends yesterday who I'm hoping we get to have her interview with you, but I was saying it's just, well, my exact words, I'm very tuned into words, right? So words have power. And I said, it's just crazy. I said, I'm interviewing with Paula Vail, you know, and I was telling her how I've looked at your website and I'm just, you know, you're just this really beautiful human being. And it's just crazy how I didn't ask for that. You know, I understand how manifesting happens. We talk about, you know, how we get to create our life and seeing those things manifest, right? But again, you know, when it's happening in your life, you forget. And I'm like, I didn't ask for that. I was saying this to my husband this morning. Here's this beautiful woman who is doing so much for the world and human beings, you know, raising our vibration by sharing these wonderful people. And she reached out to me. I didn't look for her. She reached out to me and here we are. And she's got this massive audience and I've asked for that. But instead of saying crazy, my friend called me out. She said, no, let's change that word, because we sort of coach each other. And she said, let's change that word. She said, it's magical. I said, it is magical. I just like, thank you. You know, it really is. We do that. So it is seeing the miracles that are around us all the time.
And there's so many miracles and manifestations out there, Angie, that we don't even realize. And when we can leave the door open for that and trust, oh my gosh, what can come into our lives and who we can connect with. I love that.
And then that ripple effect, right? That is happening. You're not even aware of yet.
Yes.
Anyway, great, Paula. So great.
Angie, we have about 2 minutes left in the show. What last words or inspiration would you like to share with everyone today?
I think everything we've been talking about, I think just to understand that you're worthy. You are worthy of abundance. And then to take those first steps to listen. I think that's one of the greatest things that I've learned is understanding that I feel like that's the greatest gift that our Creator has given us. Whatever your belief is, I feel like one of the greatest powers we have is our feeling and how we feel, that inner voice, which is so connected to Source, which is so connected to our Creator. And it takes a little bit of practice, but if we can listen to that will never steer us wrong. It will always steer us in the right direction, right? And that will always go back to telling us how worthy we are to experience joy. So that's it. Like, it's such a simple message, but it's so foundational and so important to expand.
Simple but powerful, isn't it? I love it. Oh, I'm just so grateful to have had you today. This has been so fun, Angie.
Well,
I look forward to staying connected.
Me too. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So welcome. Love, hugs, and blessings. And to all the viewers out there, love, hugs, blessings. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Paula.